Take a look here. Quarterback comparison, last one of the year. Nico finishes 3-9 at UCLA. Joey Aguilar finishes 8-4 at Tennessee. Aguilar, a much better passer. Iamaleava, more of a runner. I think you could argue Tennessee had more talent. Aguilar had more talent around him than Nico did at UCLA. So great move by the Iamaleava family. Very smart. Okay, I want to talk about quarterbacks in this situation, or in this segment. Josh, what would Tennessee's record be if Diego Pavia were with the Vols? And that's hypothetical, but
better than 8-4. I'll start there confidently. So 2 years ago, New Mexico State won 10 games. This year, Vanderbilt, for the first time ever, won 10 games. Why shouldn't I say 10-2? I'd flipped the result last night without any hesitation, so we're up to 9-3.
You should have beaten Georgia anyway.
Yeah, with what Aguilar did, he did more than enough to win that game. I kind of come to the Oklahoma game.
Right.
Would there be less mistakes? Pavia will turn the ball over. He did twice against Tennessee, but he will make up for it as well. Night game at home, Diego Pavia in a home night game with that environment, I'd say 10-2.
He didn't throw 10 picks this year.
Yeah.
Like Aguilar did. Okay. Yeah. And what would Vanderbilt's be if they had Aguilar? It wouldn't be 10-2.
No, I said they have two losses, two more losses.
At least 8-4.
Yeah, because I mean,
7-5. Yeah.
LSU was a one-possession game, Missouri was a one-possession game, and Auburn took you to overtime. So out of those three, two could very easily have been losses.
The Pavia impact goes beyond just his stats or his playmaking. He's driven a lot of what that locker room is and the mindset. Yeah. It starts with Clark Lee. He's built that in the roster. It's more than Pavia, but he drives that. By the way, that shouldn't have been the expectation for Aguilar to do that at Tennessee coming into the summer.
No.
But Pavia has that kind of impact on his team and his locker room, and that's why Vanderbilt's a 10-2 team.
By the way, I didn't introduce these guys because we put up a full screen. That's Josh Ward. This is Chuck Cavaleras. This is VFL Sterling Hinton. All right, now I'm gonna ask you guys this, and Sterling, I'm going to start with you.
Let's go.
Congratulations, tough one. Joey Aguilar, after the game last night, he's got a lawsuit going. It's the Pavia lawsuit. He signed his name to it, and they asked him in the locker room after the game, if you win that, will you come back? He said, I don't know, we'll see. If you're Tennessee, you've already got money invested in Faison Brandon, who's a 5-star coming in next year, but they don't play freshmen. You've got George McIntyre, who's a 5-star, needs to put on weight. He's a 5-star. You got Jake Merklinger, who's a 4-star, still hanging around there. A lot of people think he's transferring out. You could keep Joey Aguilar, possibly, or you could go get another guy out of the portal who's a lesser guy, costs less, because Aguilar will cost a lot this year. You could get a lesser guy and just let him compete with the young guys. What are you doing, Sterling Hinton? If you're the coach, what's your plan next year at quarterback?
If I'm the coach and Joey Aguilar has the opportunity to come back, I'm playing Joey. I'm playing him. But at the quarterback position, which is a position you never have enough good people at, I'm going to try to find me another dog out there in the portal. Somebody who's hungry. Somebody can push Joey to the next level, push the position to the next level, give the young guy coming in people to look at so he know what he needs to do to get to that position and win the position. So it's tough because now you have to think money. You have to think, I guess, how much can we invest in this one position that makes the team better? But, that's what people get paid the big bucks for. And but if Joey can come back, I'm playing him because he's done enough this year to get an opportunity to win a national championship next year.
3,000 passing yards, tons of touchdowns. I thought for the first part of the year he was all you could have asked for. I thought the second part of the year it got a little shakier, but still, I don't put that this team. If you're 10-2 with Diego Pavia, that's a special quarterback.
He's special.
I don't know many
real.
guys who are going to have this a lot better. I don't blame 8-4 on Aguilar. Is what I'm getting at. Bob, what would you do with the quarterback situation next year?
I wouldn't bring Aguilar back. Or if I bring him back, I quit signing guys out of high school. I think you've got too much money already wrapped up with 3 highly recruited guys, and you bring Aguilar back, and then you said go get somebody else to come. I just don't think you can do that in this day and age. I would start developing my young guys, or I would quit recruiting my young guys. One or the other. But I think I would move on. I would let him go because I think he's going to cost too much money.
So you'd keep McIntyre, Brandon, Merklinger, or would you get a lower level guy out of the portal to be
maybe get a lower level guy
guy
to have the experience. Okay. But at some point in time, you can't put all your money in the quarterback.
I agree with that, but John, I thought the question was if he comes back, if he's able to come back. do we take him?
Yeah,
And
you're
he's
saying
able-
if he can come back,
if
you
he
take
come
him.
back, I take him. If he come back,
If
That's
he can
what I'm
come back, what do you do, Chuck? What's your quarterback plan?
I want him to come back if he can come back because I think he brings a lot of experience that you're not going to find anywhere else. But I still, Faison Brandon's supposed to be your dude, right? But
They
that
won't
may
be
or
next
may
year.
not happen with a
They're
freshman.
not playing next year, just
Right.
like they didn't play Maliava as a freshman.
So, I mean, yeah, if Aguilar can come back, I want him back.
What would you do?
If Aguilar can come back, if he gets that extra year, then I would want him back. If he doesn't, then I would absolutely be going after a transfer to come in and compete with two young guys with little to no experience.
That's where I would go. That's what I would do. Go ahead.
But what is the price tag on Aguilar? Do you give him $3.5 million if that's what he asked for? Okay, we'll give you $3.5 million.
Well, that's an unknown because other schools will also be interested in Aguilar.
Yeah.
So what's the
If he wants to
what's
come
the
back
price,
here.
the bidding war? That's a good unknown.
No, we don't get
And
into
then
that
do you
anymore.
tell the guys that have been in your system, oh, guess what? Go find your own place. See you later. Bye. I mean, at some point in time, I think you got to have some loyalty to the guys that you have begged and paid to come play at your school.
Well, I think at the same time, I also know if I'm Josh Heupel and we play the poll right here, it's right in the middle. It's a split almost. You got more people saying, let's see next year. Big year next year, either way.
No doubt.
If I'm Josh Heupel, do I want to go into it with a guy who's a first-time starter? Or if I can bring Joey back, the guy I've seen, what do I feel more? I know how coaches think, and it's what's safe and secure. So that's my guy. I asked Kevin
Yeah.
Simon, VFL Kevin Simon talked to me last night. I said, what would you bring Aguilar back if he can come back? His response, hell yeah. You can win games with that guy. That's his take, but I'm not so sure we haven't seen the ceiling. We know you pointed out what Pavia did at New Mexico State. Now he's done it at Vanderbilt. Aguilar threw a ton of interceptions at App State. He threw 10 interceptions that hurt you this year. So, it's not the end of the world, but that's more than anybody's ever thrown in a Heupel offense before. So I think that has to be taken into consideration as well. By the way, I did get a question. I'm going to throw this out very quickly. Somebody texted me a question. Please, folks, don't text me during the show because I'll do stuff like this and kill time. Somebody didn't like me saying it's a young team. They're saying, is it still a young team this late in the year?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, of course it is still a young team. If you're in the NFL and you've played 10 games, you're still a rookie. If you're a freshman at UT and you've played 11 games, you're still a freshman.
Well, I mean, you've played 11 games this year. You've played 12 games by that point. Cool. So are the guys at Vanderbilt.
Right.
So if you're looking at it going, we're not 0, we're 1. Yeah, and they're not 4, they're 5. So you're still the same amount of
Can I
years
say one
behind.
thing real quick?
Quickly.
Vanderbilt had the most experienced team in the SEC and like 50-something graduate players. Tennessee had the least experienced team in the SEC. I think at the end of the day, that's got to matter some.
That has clearly played a role in it.
Yes.